Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Fiza and to all for watching this video. So we are from Group 11 who present to you about staffing activities in Sime Darby Berhad. Therefore, to know more about how company Sime Darby Berhad generate their human resource activity, let's check it out.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Fazira. I would like to talk about the Sime Darby background. Sime Darby is a well-known Malaysian multinational corporation with business in plantation, real estate, industrial, automotive and hospitality. With a strong presence in Asia Pacific across 19 countries, Sime Darby Berhad employ more than 20,000 employees. Sime Darby has made a vision to be a leading multinational corporation delivering sustainable value to all the stakeholders. Their vision specifies where their organization wants to go in the future. According to the Sime Darby Berhad website, their mission is to develop a winning portfolio of sustainable business, deliver superior financial returns through operational excellence and high performance standards. They strive to be a good at corporate governance with high ethical value to provide an environment for their people to realize their full potential. Sime Darby Berhad is in the business of providing goods and services to customers in four primary markets, which is the industrial sector, the motor market, logistics service, and healthcare market. Our industry, Sime Darby Berhad is a multinational conglomerate, a firm made of multiple separate independent business. Conglomerates are huge parent firms that are composed of smaller independent organizations that may operate in numerous sectors. Sime Darby Berhad is a conglomerate of different commercial organizations operating in various sectors under one group name and generally incorporating a parent company and multiple subsidiaries. Next, I will talk about the four staffing activity at Sime Darby. The first one is about human resource planning, followed by recruitment, selection, and retention. We go to human resource planning. HRP is a process and set of activities that are undertaken to forecast an organization labor demand requirements and internal labor supply availabilities, start comparing these forecasts to determine employment gaps and create plans to resolve these gaps. For example, Sime Darby start to determine future HR requirements to match strategic business goals, where they had discovered a talent gap to drive their organization ahead in operations. Organization may lack the essential skill to carry the business ahead, as well as a solid succession plan to meet the talent requirement. They forecast which group of employees are involved and make some plans to meet the job requirement and availability required by the organization. As a result, they create a detailed HR plan to fill the critical strategic job that the group now needs, and they incorporate succession planning into key roles in KPIs. About the recruitment process in Sime Darby, recruitment is a process of attracting possible future workers with KSAOs that will assist the firm in achieving its strategic goals. According to annual report of Sime Darby Berhad, they utilize the fair employment practice. They believe in encouraging and growing a diverse workforce because it contributes a wide set of skills, experience, and viewpoint that will strengthen the group's ability to create value by attracting the current employees. They are looking for a director within the organization through nomination. HR can identify high performance and focus on their training needs. The NRC review the board's composition, including the director's skills, competences, industry experience, honesty, personal attributes, and time commitment to do their job effectively. The NRC begin the process of recruitment independent directors according to the recommendation from existing directors. For another example, Sime Darby Motors website show on how their recruitment process works, starting with applying for the role or position online in their career website, so the applicant just hit the apply button. Sime Darby Berhad also focus on individual recruiting sources for external recruitment. One of those through Sime Darby Berhad careers webpage. Other than that, Sime Darby also posts their job vacancy in the popular use of general employment websites such as JobStreet, Indeed, and Glassdoor. After the recruitment process of the internal sources that has been discussed, next is about the selection process of the new director for Sime Darby Property. We realize they use the initial assessment method, which is the peer assessment, where is the peer nominations. According to the annual report 2021, Sime Darby Property used a formal and transparent board appointment process to source, select, nominate, and appoint the new directors. Before sourcing, screening, and executing the initial selection of eligible candidates, the NRC evaluates the gaps in the board's composition and needs. Sime Darby Property utilizes the job knowledge test that includes the element of both ability and seniority for the substantive assessment method. Based on Annual Report 2021, the NRC evaluates the candidate's propriety and appropriateness for appointment based mainly on his or her abilities, specialized knowledge, competences, experience, probity, integrity, and projected capacity to work collaboratively with other board members. In the discretionary assessment method, Sime Darby had narrowed down the list of candidates to those who will get the career opportunities based on organizational citizenship behavior, EEO/AA staffing list. Sime Darby Motors carriers use the initial interview and reference check for the initial assessment method. The candidates will have face-to-face interview session with a chat with the recruiter. Sime Darby also use the reference check to verifying the candidates and confirming the applicant's history, such as criminal records, employment eligibility, dates of past work, and previous job title from at least one previous employer. They preferably 3, and if the candidates are fresh graduates, a teacher will be great to refer as reference check. Ability tests are often used as a part of selection process. Ability test is a used in substantive assessment method of external selection. Some Darby models use the psychometric test in the interview session. Psychometric include the cognitive ability tests that measure the intellect, including the perception, remembering, reasoning, linguistic, and mathematics abilities, and also the capacity to present ideas. After that, discretionary assessment method often used to separate job candidates from the shortlist of finalists. Assume that each finalist is considered fully qualified for the position. Other criteria such as person or job organization fit, level of motivation, and people suitable organization citizenship acts are considered. Finally, Sime Darby offered a pre-employment contingent assessment method. According to Sime Darby motor carriers, they use the medical and drugs and alcohol assessment in this stage. To ensure the successful completion of business objectives, every company has placed a strong emphasis on reviewing employees' work behavior and levels of performance with the goal of increasing employee retention rates. One example of retention at Sime Darby comes from several job behavior characteristics that were investigated for their association with turnover intention among 201 employees of Sime Darby Property Malaysia Limited. According to the findings, the key concerns that need to be addressed by Sime Darby Property Limited are currently work satisfaction and job trust. Senior management at Sime Darby should pay particular attention to guarantee that work satisfaction aspects are adequately offered to their employees. It has been suggested that reducing employee turnover can be accomplished by focusing on job satisfaction factors, including salary, supervision, incentive, co-workers, the nature of tasks at hand, promotions, contingent incentive programs, operational circumstances, and communication.
Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Hafiza. My name is Alia Nordania binti Azral, minted number 281446. Me and my partner will present the differences in the human resource activity before, during, and post-COVID of Sime Darby company. Firstly, I will explain the recruitment activity before the COVID-19 pandemic. Migrant workers incur enormous debts due to unreasonable recruitment fees, accept job offers with little information, and are marginalized by the unlawful withholding of crucial paperwork. SDP tried to prevent exploitation by an initiative of 7 venues participate in a trial program. More than 1,500 workers were given a secure platform to retain their own passport. SDP improved agent recruitment by working with supply chain partners. SDP trained partners on their policy and procedure to ensure the recruitment process follows them. Next, the recruitment activity during the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, Sime Darby hired migrant workers under Malaysia's legal framework. Sime Darby emphasized non-discrimination, non-withholding of passport or other personal documents, non-charging recruitment fees, and clear and transparent employment terms and conditions. Sime Darby employees must follow all applicable legal and regulatory frameworks. Agents undergo due diligence and must meet Sime Darby COBC criteria. This agreement will incorporate contractual responsibility rules that can be imposed on recruitment agents in addition to civil or criminal proceedings if Sime Darby's criteria are not satisfied. Lastly, for the post-pandemic recruitment activity in Sime Darby, SDP said in February 22 that it will adapt and improve its governance, structure, rules and procedure to protect employees' health and safety through a safety recruitment process. SDP's Modified Responsible Recruitment Procedure (RRP) will be piloted in upcoming worker recruitment activities in Indonesia. SDP created a management committee to administer the RRP Indonesian pilot project. This committee spent several months shortlisting 8 recruitment agents among 19 throughout Indonesia. SDP will verify that selected recruitment agents have legitimate licenses and documented employment history. The agent chosen through an open tender will receive mentoring and training. This aims to fill any SDP knowledge gap among selected agents. Their performance will be monitored to ensure contractual accountability for ethical and transparent recruitment standard and SDP policy and standard. Now we will move on to human resource planning activity. During the pre-COVID era, SDP is one of the largest and valuable plantation firm. As of 30 June 2018, the company had market capitalization of 36.3 billion and 97,000 of employees across 17 countries. Sime Darby had no labor shortage or surplus in 2018, which is during the pre-COVID, and the company was able to function at full capacity with all employees. For the next part, I will pass to my friend Rubia to present the rest of the activities. Thank you. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I'm Rubiaus and I'm going to continue our presentations by explaining few differences between Darby's human resource planning during COVID-19 and after COVID-19. During the COVID-19, Malaysia industries experienced labor shortage since our government restricted the admission of foreign employees. As a result, Darby also became one of the companies that affected by this labor shortage. To illustrate, Darby plantation faced shortage of 10% or 2,500 workers at its palm fields. Nevertheless, to address this issue, Darby extended majority of its existing employees' contract, encouraged Malaysians to fill the vacancy at their company and even take back their Bangladeshi workers by chartered flight. Darby labor shortage issue became worse even until early 2022. Darby currently employs more than 20,000 people, but they still understaffed of 75,000 employees. This scenario resulted in a 20% to 30% decline in their production. Thereby, Darby encouraged the sector to move on with the automation and mechanization measures, as well as recruiting more local as they did in previous years. Okay, now as for the retention activities, Darby continuously improving their retention system and strategies to attract and keep their precious employees. As example, even before the COVID-19, Darby already started to offer a comprehensive benefit package for its employees, including store discount, insurance discount, and healthcare benefits. It also provides maternity, paternity, and marriage support for its employees through their family benefits programs. Thus, top employees will be given rewards through Darby's ensuring performance sustainability reward system. During the COVID-19, Darby offered several initiatives to lessen the negative effects of workplace and protect the well-being of its employees. These initiatives include introducing Assistance Program (EAP) and redesign its Jalinan Nurani program. These are digital well-being platforms to help employees as well as their families with mental health, physical health, and financial issues. On top of that, Darby also giving around 1,500 SDP Cares package to help their quarantine workers. Besides, the company also immediately launched the SDP Cares Natural Disaster Support program when Selangor experienced a tremendous floods towards the end of 2021. Darby continued their effort to retain its employees even after the COVID-19. The company now provides a variety of free and subsidized advantage. For instance, the firm gives free accommodation for the employees and their families, subsidized bills, and free medical care. Furthermore, Darby Plantation Berhad announced several modifications and improvements to its governance structure, policies, and practices with the primary objective of protecting the well-being of its employee. As an example, it introduced a new environmental, social, and governance evaluations, social dialogue forums, and established a new social welfare and services department. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass our presentation to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Sitran Shamimi binti Rosli and my metric number is 272790. So I will present about three main issues regarding staffing activities in Darby. Firstly, the challenge in build leadership among workforce. The challenge for employees to achieve the Darby goal is competent as they need to develop best work practice. Do you know that Darby create an attractive workplace to increase the performance by following 5 key elements? For example, passion, respect and teamwork, integrity and accountability, make it happen, and last, entrepreneurial spirit values, which is known as PRIME. However, producing leadership among workforce is not an easy task, so company implemented help through digital wellness program to help them to boost their leadership and sustainable performance even through the endemic. So the next issue is the shortage of foreign labor. The fast-growing industry like technology or emerging business are having trouble due to tight labor markets. So labor shortage happen when there is a gap between the supply and demand of competent or willing workers for a certain job. So what happened in Darby of plantation is they are short of 2,500 or about 10% of foreign workers, such as from Bangladesh, which result to risk of losing 5,000 to 6,000 international employees when their contract is expired. Thus, this recruitment problem in order of shortage of foreign labor affect the development of working productivity in the company, including their financial profit. The last part is issue of long period time of hiring process, which involve our selection problem. the company received a lot of resume and job applicants as they open job vacancy in different fields. For example, the problem occurred when a company of Sime property took around 26 days to complete the hiring process, which it might take a long time and affect the employment of fresh graduates to get a job. Besides that, Sime Human Resource Department use a number of sources for recruiting and follows a thorough hiring procedure. So this is possible to hire employees both internally and externally, which they need to follow essential procedure for the applicant selection, such as structured job interview like SCAR and also CAR. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Wadina Safia and I will continue the presentations on the solution to the previous issues. Firstly, mentorship program. As COVID-19 has sped up workplace change, but unfortunately everyone was forced to work from home or hybrid for too long, leading to weaker attitudes and leadership abilities. Place mentoring programs use existing resources and senior professional employees to assist new and current employees in quickly developing their leadership skills. In addition, this concept supports reverse mentoring. Mentors may benefit from mentees' knowledge sharing sessions. Workers from different generations may learn from each other by working in teams and exchanging information about new technology and trends. Sime Darby may employ peer mentoring to bridge the gap between senior and junior mentor. Peer mentoring also a coaching connection between people from a comparable job level or age range. The employee with greater expertise in a given industry may offer support knowledge and skills transfer. The next solution is hiring local workers with necessary method. Sime Darby depends on labor from Bangladesh and Indonesia. Sime Darby had a scarcity of foreign workers when the COVID-19 outbreak closed the border. Employing locals, particularly low-skilled ones, reduce a country's dependence on foreign labor. Sime Darby needs to consider these conditions to attract the applicants to accept the manual job. Company must pay greater salaries than they did before the COVID-19 pandemic. Employers may create flexible timetable for their employees. This method can recruit and retain high-quality, successful personnel. Each employee's internal clock and outside of work duties may minimize absenteeisms and presenteeisms. Sime Darby manual profession necessitates a lot of worker interaction, increasing their risk of COVID-19 exposure. Therefore, the organization must eliminate workers' concern by creating a safe work environment. The last solution is artificial intelligence system, which is application tracking systems. The perceived endless hiring process of Sime Darby has been an issue for a long time. Even before the pandemic, the organization size slows the recruiting process. Therefore, the firm can invest in an applicant tracking systems, ATS, which is a good ATS will help Sime Darby in every recruiting step. From putting jobs ads on several employment boards, using ATS for post-employment advertisements will save time and money on higher returns ads. And lastly, ATS will also alert the company when a candidate applies, which will help speeding up the recruiting process. Thank you, that's all from me.